What's up, geeks and gamers, and welcome to Gaming with Geeks. I'm Lethal Lightning, and we only have a few days left before DC Fandom, where we're going to get our first look at the new Rocksteady game, which we know is the Suicide Squad game. Me, personally, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're coming up with. I'm pretty confident in Rocksteady, and I think the concept of a Suicide Squad game is intriguing in itself, but we'll have to see what it looks like. But like I said, there's only a few days before that comes out, and unfortunately, it looks like they're going through a little bit of drama over there. Now, this comes from The Guardian, which I think is a pretty trash source, to be honest with you. But it looks like Rocksteady is facing some backlash due to not handling some harassment claims from about 2 years ago. So, games firm Rocksteady accused of inaction over staff harassment. So, more than half the women employed at the London-based video game developer Rocksteady 2 years ago signed a letter to their bosses accusing the studio of failing to prevent sexual harassment and inappropriate behaviour in the office, The Guardian can now reveal. Now, I believe there's about 200 people that work there, but there's like less than 30 women that work there, so half of them, we're looking at about 15 people, roughly. So, the letter dated November 2018, signed by 10 of the company's 16 female staff at the time. Right, there we go. Raised complaints about the behaviour, including slurs regarding the transgendered community and discussing women in a derogatory or sexual manner with other colleagues, and sexual harassment in the form of unwanted advances, leering at parts of a woman's body, and inappropriate comments in the office. Okay, so that's some pretty serious claims there. Since then, it's claimed that the response has amounted to one training seminar and multiple signatories have left the company, owing that to a lack of action. One of the letter's signatures, who asked to remain anonymous, said that she decided to share the letter with The Guardian because she felt people were still suffering from sexism, harassment, and inappropriate behaviour over at Rocksteady Studios. So she goes on to say, I've heard everything from groping claims to incidents involving directors, all of whom are men, she said. Yet the only thing we got as a result was a company-wide seminar that lasted an hour. Everyone who attended was asked to sign a statement confirming that they received the training. It felt like it was just a way to cover their asses. So she then went on to say that the letter was kept private in part due to the company's devotion to secrecy, which is not unusual in the video game sector, and in part because staff members feared they'd be left on bad terms and they would be denied credit on a company's upcoming game and adaptation of DC Comics' Suicide Squad. Like I said, we'll see that in a few days at DC Fandom. So the signatory said that a dismissive attitude towards women had in the past carried over in the company's output. Rocksteady does not have the best reputation for representing women, she said. Even though I feel that in a lot of the games, Batgirl, I feel, is one of the better ones to play as in the Arkham Knight game, but whatever. She said, citing the highly sexualized designs of costumes for characters such as Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn in the previous games. Okay, on the subject of the Harley Quinn costumes, I am a big fan of pre-New 52, animated series Harley Quinn. New 52 Rebirth, not so much. Now, Harley Quinn is a huge character these days, but without Arkham Asylum, she would not be anywhere near as big as she is today. Harley Quinn, the character of Harley Quinn, got quite a boost from the Arkham Asylum game. So, if anything, they've lifted up a female character, but whatever. So sometimes you could see the surprise on their face when you said that's not how women dress. But I do want to stress personally that we're talking about comic book characters here. They don't dress the way that you and me dress. Well, I hope so anyway. Rocksteady has acknowledged that it received complaints about sexual discrimination and harassment. From day one at Rocksteady Studios, we set out to create a place where people are looked after, a place fundamentally built on respect and inclusion, a spokesperson said. In 2018, we received a letter from some of our female employees expressing concerns they had at the time, and we immediately took the firm measures to address the matters that were raised. Over the subsequent 2 years, we have carefully listened and learned to our employees, working to ensure that every person in the team feels supported. In 2020, we are more passionate than ever to continue to develop our inclusive culture, and we're determined to stand up for all our staff. That does sound like a very general statement to me, like they're just trying to go like, look, here you go, leave us alone, we want to work on making our game. And that's fair, I guess. Now, don't get me wrong, there should not be any form of harassment in any workplace, especially sexual harassment. I'm totally against that type of stuff. That should not be in a workplace. But at the same time, it's like, they just want to keep on keeping on. They want to finish making their game. They want to have their game ready to come out, and they want to have something really cool to show us at DC Fandom. So it sounds to me like they're just trying to jump ahead of it and, beat it before a whole lot of drama comes out, which I really hope's the case, because I really like Rocksteady, and I don't want them to have to go through a whole lot of drama because some people didn't feel, respected there. We don't know the full story behind any of these claims, And now, if these claims are legit, that's a really bad thing. I do hope they don't do that type of stuff, but we just don't, proof. I need proof here. So it goes on to talk about all this type of stuff and, how they're coming out with the new Suicide Squad game. But to me, it seems like this is really bad timing for this to come out for Rocksteady, because they got their Suicide Squad game showing off at DC Fandom, and they're just trying to get a statement out ahead of time, so hopefully people leave them alone. But time will tell. We don't know the full extent of these allegations just yet, and I'm pretty sure that this is not the last we've heard of it, even though I really hope it is. But what do you guys make of all this? Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe to Gaming with Geeks. Share the video around. Check out geeksandgamers.com. Consider becoming a premium member over there for exclusive content. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you all in the next video.